Hi guys, welcome back into another backtest session. Like always, we start from the high time frame. So if we move up onto the macro, onto the daily, we can see the price is currently into an untested strong low that took all liquidity and broke structure with liquidity just above it. Price come straight, build up inducement, then takes it. So we can expect some kind of reaction. In the overall, we understand that we are bearish into this phase. So understanding right now our first range, we can expect at least this daily high to get taken. Why? Because into our most recent range, talking about the daily, so this one right here, we don't have pretty much internal range liquidity and price is coming up straight. So this is going to be a trap for most of the trader going to short on the lower time frame. So that's what actually we're gonna go targeting. So we can jump onto the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and we can start looking by our most recent range down here. So we have price taking out liquidity, broke structure right here, also taking out a major structure point that is also going to be this high, is even better. Then we have this three candle formation that can be our actual high from there. So we have our high, our low, price came into something. However, we anticipate at least this high to get taken for price. So we can start now analyzing our actual range. So the first question we should ask ourselves is if we have internal range liquidity or not. Price in this scenario has all of these internal, but as you can see, is way too far away to where price is currently in, because right here is empty, so there is an actual reason for price to come down lower, and we know price in this case is bearish, so we have highest chances of London creating an actual low of the day and then go up higher. So yeah, we can let Asia finish. All right. In this situation, we can expect some kind of manipulation. Let's see if we can find some logical area to ourselves where price can come in. But for us, all of these is an actual PI. Price can react at the open and give some wide reaction, and let's say even take out all of these internal. Everything is actually possible, but for what I see right now, I don't find a purpose for price to come, let's say, even down lower. So let's go back on the high time frame. We can expect price becoming bearish. We got breaker structure. We got mitigation in place. I don't know what happened onto this. If we can jump, let's say, into lower time frame. Yeah, that's simply equal highs being built. Let's see how price comes into them. All right, price didn't form yet a QM. So yeah, price gave us this reaction, took out even these highs right there. Rule those, so let's say take all of these highs. All right, because we saw there are simply equal highs, and it should give the reaction where the mitigation ended. So somewhere right here. So let's just find our PI. We got this OB from the three candle formation. Yeah. So that's it. We can actually cut a short, but why we won't go to short right here? We don't have internal, right? So what price is going to do is going to create a tissue in front of us, making, let's say, a PI down below, failure swing, taps it, and then price can go. Because this low don't have a purpose in the overall range to hold. It's simply a trap for smart money traders that was simply want to go long down there. So that makes sense following our trading plan. So yeah, you can actually execute down here. That's going to be 1 of 5. That actually. And if I want, let's say, to take some kind of entry, in this case, I will wait for some confirmation entry somewhere right here, since it's the closest PI to our inducement. I won't take it directly because you can see that's pretty a wide area to catch actual position. So let's just simply wait. All right. Let's see if we can even catch some lower time frame re-entries. So we got down here our breaker structure, internal range liquidity being built in. That can be considered a T1. Why can be considered a T1 this type of range? Because these highs don't have a purpose to hold. It's simply liquidity being built in, coming also into an obstacle. So yeah, let's just check the 5-minute real quick. Have the imbalance fill price section. That can be a lower time frame breaker. Why this candle can be a breaker? Because people want to go long down there after price broke this high. So that's the closed zone we had. So yeah, we can execute our actual re-entry somewhere right here. Yeah, that will be the safe target, but obviously we won't go for the external range liquidity. All right, we're tapped in. My break even for this position will be set after this breaker structure, same as this position break even will be made after this QM. Why? Because if my position is actually right, and if my buy is actually right, this high should hold. I'm actually in a very safe area where price don't have an actual interest to come. So after this breaker structure, I will put my trade at break even. All right, because as you can see, price can still come very close to your area, giving, let's say, lower time frame re-entries that we are not interested about it. And after this breaker structure, right now, all of these highs should be potentially protected. So let's move. Is the price going? Let's now jump onto a high time frame. We made this high. That's also another potential re-entry. I didn't see it, so I will never say I will catch it. But yeah, you will see three kind of formation and something like a breaker down here to make your trade valid. Yeah, target fulfilled. That's 105 and 107. So let's now just wait for PI to play out. I see this breaker structure at a lower time frame. Yeah, let me actually move this real quick to make my chart look clean. So right now we're actually bearish, and this high should be protected because even if it's not, that can be internal range of liquidity and that can be also QM. So that can be an actual breaker structure, making our PI too far away from it because the logo actually taken, so the liquidity is already got swept. And sometimes price is gonna give this little tiny manipulation, and sometimes it's gonna give you something more wide to actually make you able to catch the entry. that's a valid structure point to call liquidity broke structure comes with mitigation. And if that wasn't, that can be potentially a T1 following this high onto a lower time frame perspective, where price decides to break even this high. So now going long, and here that can be a risk, but I can't, let's say, go and look for a short if price want to come, let's say, near to this strong high where the mitigation ended to catch a short from my PI, because that wouldn't make sense. So yeah, we got break a structure. Our range should be from this low to something forming after here. We don't have internal price builds block structure. That's T1 for us because this low is a false structure point. So I can expect it to get taken unless price just flows away, and that can happen. All right, that actually a QM. Yeah. So my closest PI in this case can be this little tiny OB, also in balance field price section. Yeah, that's going to be it. Safe target for 105. But our overall target can be to this Asia high right up here. That will be my break-even, this turn range liquidity, because if price decide to come and took out the structure, the low will be protected. So let's just see. All right, price stops in. All right. Reacting from building liquidity, trend line liquidity equal lows. Yeah, broke structure. So that's actually my break-even for this trade. And let's see what we can catch after it. Price coming down lower. That's internal range liquidity. That also can be used as stacking trades because right now all of these lows are simply protected. And we got our PI right here. Price mix inducement. Yeah, I will just execute it. Let's say here, here. Just don't change the zone one shit about it. So yeah, that's it. Break even like always up here and overall target to the external range of liquidity. All right. I'm already at break even with this trade. No internal price builds something. Yeah. I will never catch any other re-entry in this position because price is floating way too much closer to my re-entry. So we'll simply wait. All right, implies goes. Yeah, everything is mitigated inside of here. So price shouldn't give any other reaction. Let's say, yeah, we do have something for sure. Price is gonna give a reaction somewhere inside of here. I'm not trying to catch an obstacle because I don't see anything clear. So yeah, we're gonna simply wait. That was fast, I think. Yeah, probably I will never catch anything out of here because yeah, you can see basically a T1, candle formation, it's a high, low, BS once again, price takes it, but I'll never be able and confident to execute it, even on a back test. Why? Because it's way too risky and price can just make a high time frame QM, take out, let's say, this internal, and then flows away. That's not my actual type of trades I want to take. So yeah, price fixed. We don't have anything closer because mitigation should be somewhere right here. So yeah, if price wants to come, let's say somewhere down here, I will just execute obviously with a confirmation entry. But less of that, I will never execute any kind of trade. All right, price block structure. That's now something valid. We got internal range liquidity. All right. Oh yeah. I will wait for something, let's say, below here. Simply because this low to me isn't something valid. Yeah, took out this liquidity but didn't came into anything. And that can be an inducement, but I don't think price will come. So let's just make all of this trade to their final take profit. So first one and second one. Let's just see. Oh, price is making the reaction came into this area. All right. Let me just fix a little bit of the trade. Yeah, for sure it's going to be my inducement. That's a pretty rare scenario because price was very near the high, the actual target. So yeah, for sure that's going to be weak because can be considered also a fair swing because failed to take out this high. So yeah, that's where we're gonna execute. I'm gonna take my PI very wide in this case, since I'm compounding. Yeah, that's going to be it. We'll get up then, I think. Oh yeah, we get up then even better. BOS, that has potential. Lower time for re-entry. Break even will be made, let's say, after this or this high. Yeah. After that, my trade will be sent to break even. And price will just fly to take profit in this case. All right. Target fulfilled. In this session, we went over also stacking. That is also way more important talking about trades. But the important thing about stacking is to actually make conservative choice and don't just risk to chase profit. So that's it for the video. See you into the next one.